Folks, welcome back to another Civ 6 map seed video. Again, these map seeds are for the PC version of the game, which is the version that I play on. I've been told that the seeds do not work on console versions. It's January 23rd, 2022, if you need to know what is the current version of the game in this video. So we will quickly go over the map seed on a spoiler-free kind of overview. And then if you want to check out there, you don't want to see the rest of the map spoiled, you can, but otherwise I'll just sort of, give some, some additional gameplay of myself playing on this map. It's a wetlands map that I played as Persia, and here are the map seed details. Everything is default, so you just really need the map seed and the game seed, which is 1001 setting to both. And then other than that, it's just a wetlands map with default settings for everything in terms of all of the other settings. I didn't change anything other than just selecting my civilization. I tried this map out with 8 different leaders, and 6 of the leaders got this starting spot, and then the 2 times I tried with the 2 versions of Catherine, I did not get the starting spot, and I didn't like the other starting spot as much, but it looks like most of the start biases are for this starting spot, which I can only sort of describe as, I guess, if you really wanted your civilization to be some kind of southern plantation in the middle of a marsh, that this is the spot for you. So you start out with a couple of tobacco nearby. I did not settle in place. I moved one to settle on top of the tobacco to get that extra faith. So this is a really good start spot if you're looking to get an early pantheon. Depending on the civs that you are playing against, you might actually be able to pick up religious settlements, but even if you are not able to get the free settler pantheon, the Our Lady and the Reason Marshes is really good on this map. You can sort of see over on the southwest part where that opens up into marsh, so your first city won't benefit a lot from that, but basically you're going to start out by some tobacco, and then you're going to end up with this area with like a whole lot of sugar luxury resource on top of a bunch of marsh. And so it's like really food heavy, and it can be really good for gold income. And with Our Lady's Reeds and Marshes, then you can just basically have a 5 food and 2 production tile on all those marshes that have the sugar. And then once you put the plantation over them, then you are going to pick up 2 gold as well. A couple other notable things about this particular starting spot: it's got a really like heavy delineation between the marsh and then a section of desert, so it gives you some terrain viability for building things like the pyramids, but good luck with that if you're playing on deity, which I am here. It's usually, not a great shot at getting that, but you do have that option for things like University of Sancor and such, and then there are sufficient mountains around to get some adjacency bonuses. And this is a continent which has exactly 3 city-states on it, so they're not taking up a lot of room, but you'll be able to pick up that boost to political philosophy, which is another plus. The one of the negatives is that there's not a really easily accessible natural wonder to discover early, so you are not you're probably not going to get a boost to astrology. There is a natural wonder on this continent. I won't spoil it where it is right now, but I guess if you made a beeline straight forward, if you knew where it was, if you were needing to get an early astrology boost, you could do that. So here's the spot I am talking about with the big sugar jackpot out here in the middle of the marsh. It's also near a coast if you want to get the sailing boost by sliding over there a little bit with another expansion city. So some nice options there, but yeah, just lots of sugar and marsh. So I went with a pretty standard slinger first and monument second build here on my build order, so didn't have to do anything like really crazy or out of the ordinary that you wouldn't normally do to adjust to this spot. It's got really good yields. Besides getting the extra faith off the tobacco, there's just a lot of 2 production, 2 food tiles around. You can't see it there, but there are some horses nearby, but you would pick up animal husbandry with the sheep anyway. And you can see that I'm getting a pretty early pantheon pickup here. Alright, so I'm going to spoil a little bit of the map here by jumping forward a bit, so if you don't want to see too much of the map, I suggest you cut out here, but don't forget to like and subscribe. as well. But anyway, jumping ahead here, you can see that this starting spot is actually sort of wedged between two enemy civilizations on a small continent. Well, not necessarily enemy, but two competing civilizations on a small continent. When I leave them on default, I usually almost always get the Cree to the north, and in the south it's like polar opposites. I either get Chandragupta or Wilfrid for Canada. Like, so in terms of aggression, those are like just like opposite ends of the spectrum. Like Chandragupta almost always attacks you, whereas Wilfrid just is rarely going to do so because Canada has to declare or denounce you first. The tough strategy aspects of this map is that you do have to try and prioritize settling cities rather quickly, or those neighboring civs are going to eat up your available space pretty quick. So I'm going to go ahead and ignore my previous promise not to settle near them because they keep expanding near me. So anyway, you can see there is a lot of trees to clear here that I haven't been chopping for some reason. I'm not really sure why. But anyway, you see I managed to get my religion founded as well, so I got that on deity. That can sometimes be a little bit irritating, and I'm a little bit ahead on districting due to picking up Hercules. So I've got a pretty solid start here. I'm actually still in progress on this game as of recording this video, but it looks like I'm well on my way to sliding to a religious victory on at about turn 140 or so, after crushing the Cree that attacked me. Took pretty much their entire territory except for a couple small cities, and have ruled out quite a few apostles, and it looks like I'm going to get that victory pretty quickly. 4 of the 6 civs converted on about turn 140, 150 or so.